Oh, daddy, that sounds superb. Oh, now that's how you do it. That's too much. That's too much. Yeah, boy. Alright. We're gonna do this. Because that's gonna breathe Carolina for this one space. We're gonna take this out. Wait. There it is. That's too much. There it is. Oh, hey everybody. Hi. I'm doing a live Mixdown. I see your comments. I'm just in the middle of doing all this. So I'm going to wave to everybody who just popped in. Just wave. Whoop whoop. So yes, there we go. Comment away. But going to be doing a lot of work here, so I figured I'd hang out with everybody. You might learn something or something if you want to see what the process like. So we're going to name this Kick EQ. Pow! So that should give it enough for me to kind of like... That's good. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Nah, that's solid. That's perfectly fine, actually. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna do this. My compressor. Hey, yeah! Fruity limiter. I do everything in-house. I have no third-party plugins when I do my mixdowns. It's all in here, baby. We're gonna use this one. We're gonna punch this up a little bit. We're going to bring this down a little bit. We're going to bring this up to here. And we're going to do this. We're going to give it a little saturation. Woo! That's chunky. I like that. I'm going to tighten that back in though. I don't want to be as like punchy for that piece. Come on. There it is. No. Yeah. That's it. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's a kick. Brought the ratio up some. I mean, there's producers out there who knows what's going on right now. Just tweak the threshold and stuff. This is actually one of my favorite compressing processes. I use the limiter on like all my drums for the most part. Mainly kicks, but I use this a lot. That and I use it on snares. I use it on all kind of stuff. What's up? I use it on all kind of craziness. And then attack is like perfect. Because it's going to hit that double time later on. So. Yeah, no problem. If you have a question, just pop it up there and I'll try to answer it. You know what I mean? If you don't use FL, I mean, I talk a lot anyway when I mix down out loud by myself. So if you just like, you got to release your sustains and stuff. All I did was bring the threshold up to about 19. Negative 19.3 dBs. And then I brought my knee up. And then I brought my ratio down a little bit instead of having it so high, and I wanted the really late release on it so the kick can actually like flow through, because when I do sidechain, that's going to be like really weird, and I don't sidechain like everybody else does. I do my sidechains really different. Like my sidechains are like all over the place, and you're like, what in the world are you doing? I'm like, trust me, it works. Trust the process. So yeah, that's how I do my kicks. It's a lot of processing. I do a lot of hardcore EQing. I EQ very, very heavy. Like, my mix downs, I want them to sound like they've been mastered already. And then, after that, I go into the next step. And then, I need this kick. Because that kick sounds crazy. It's not even all the way up. That's like a quarter. And that kick is kicking legit. Oh, this is my punchy part. Okay. Cool. So, in this case scenario, I layer kicks a lot. I layer a lot of instruments. To be honest, like, A lot of people wonder where I get my snares from. I create them. I'll either take like 2 to 3 kicks, or I will take like, I've done one kick made with 5 different separate kicks. I've done snares with 7 different snares to make one snare. So, and I go through and EQ it all the way through and everything. So I create mine from, I don't know how you call that. That's like a crazy ass layer of sounds. But that's how I do it. Creating it from scratch with just starting with a sign and all that other stuff, that's cool. But I don't have time for that. Much props to the people who do it, but that's not me. Eventually I'll learn it at some point, but I don't want to focus there. Yeah, it's a lot. It's like weird. I do like a lot of random work. Nah, I do everything from scratch when it comes to a mixdown. Like, every song is a blank slate on the mixer. So I might have EQs like already set up, but no chain already pre-set up. Nothing. I start from bare minimum scratch. I do that for my tracks. I do that for my mixdowns. I do that for my masters. I do everything from the bottom up. It's the only way to do it in my book. That's the only way to do it. Because if I start with a preset kind of like idea for the track, I feel that I won't give the track its full potential because I already have something set up. You know, like EQs, you need EQs, period. So, like, I'll EQ when I'm creating a song. I'll EQ in Mixdown. I'll EQ, like, a billion times before there. I like EQ nonstop. So, one, it's good practice. 2, it helps you get better. So, I always try to EQ as much as I can. And they always say, as a rule of thumb, EQ is important. But if I'm doing a track and I'm, like, doing a master or a Mixdown, it's brand new. Everything's brand new. I open it up, do it from the bottom up. Pay out. I think it's better to do it that way. Like I said, you don't give the track the full potential if you have it already kind of like a notion set up before you even get into it. That's not bad. Right now I'm just trying to get the top punch of this because, for instance, like my side chains, I'll either do, since this is the punch and the other kick was the kind of like body, I'll either side chain the top kick to the low kick to use this kick to side chain to the neck to run to, oh my good lord, I'll side chain these two, then run it to an empty channel, and then make that the kick bus. Then I'll do my snares, and then I'll make a snare bus, and then I'll take the snare and the kick and then make a drum and kick bus, and then I'll mix those down as well and kind of like space that out, and then I will then side chain the kick snare channel to whatever the wobbles are. Jeez Louise. Yes. I had to explain that. That's like the first time I've ever had to do that. I was hyped to explain it, for real. It's pretty cool. This is just my cuts. Like a 30. I do 30 cuts on everything. I do a 30 cuts on the kicks. I don't really do 40s unless I do like an 808 and I do a 40 roll off. And then if I do a 40 roll off, thanks brother, I appreciate that, Edwin. Hey, what's up everybody that came up in here? And then I'll do 20 cutoffs too. But I don't really touch my 18 unless it's necessary. Because if you cut too much, there is that like really tinny sound. It doesn't sound full. So, whoa! So that's what the kick sounds like? Holy shit. That is wild. Oh my good lord. That sounds fantastic. I'm excited about that. Wow. The excitement is real. I'm like super stoked. I got stuff that's popping up down here. Okay, cool. Yeah. Right now, since I'm getting ready to do this kick, I got an air pocket. That sucks. And then for this one, it's gonna be kind of like the same thing, I guess. But instead of doing hard compression, I'm gonna do soft compression on here. If that makes sense. It's not gonna be like super strong attacky because it's just a punch, and I just want this to really kind of like shine and not take over, which is what it just did. Like, that's too much. That's way too much. So what I'm gonna do here is kill the release and then kill the attack. So what that did was brought the intensity of the kick down, but I'm gonna change my threshold and shit real quick. There it is. And then it sounded a little too over compressed. I'm gonna bring my knee out though. And then we're gonna keep the ratio on 4:1. There you go. Alright, cool. I should just kill the release completely. Nah, I'll keep it like that. Actually. Oh, yes. I wonder how they sound on top of each other now, though. That's the important part. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There it is. Now just put like... Now just sidechain the kick. You see what I'm saying? So then I'll take this and then I could take this one and then I could route this kick. I can bust this out for real. That's what I should do, but I'm gonna be lazy about it. I can bust this track out and then that's the kick sidechained. And then once I put the sidechain kick back in here, I then route it to the other part. So I'm gonna have to do this the other way, which is the lazy way, but it's also the kind of like the like janky way, aka lazy shortcuts that I use. I don't advise using this. It's just something I know how to do. So I'm just gonna route this here. Yes. Kick bus. All right. Take a little bit more off of that. Yeah. That's nice. Now, what I can do here, since that's side-chained, I'm going to route that to that one. Is that side-chained to that only? If I route it here, though, that's going to take it away from the other spot. Whatever. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to bypass and do some funky junk. Alright. F the BS. Pow. That's a kick right there. That's nice. Man, that thing. Hi, Peach Sharma. Hi, her. What's up? And that's that. And on to the snare. I usually do my drums first. This is a general rule of thumb. Ooh! That sounds really dope. I am about to make a new snare right now. Oh, I like the way it sounds. It sounds so dope. Oh, it's really cool. What snare is this playing out of? I'm confused. This is the snare. Why is it not playing? I'm confuzzled. Hold on, Betsy. You don't sound right. That's because of this. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna do that. Because that makes a complete difference. Which is stupid. Ridiculous. Rule of thumb. I just taught you something right there. You see what I just did? You saw that, right? If you zoom in, this is something weird that happens in FL, and I don't get why. But literally, if you can, I had that placed right on the bar, but this one down here was placed directly on the bar, like a 64th on each side, right? That's how tiny each piece of this is hanging off the side. You can't see it because it's going to be really small, but I don't know if I can really help you with that. But either way, for the sake of argument, this one was literally on the measure, and it played the snare that was lower before the snare that was higher. And then as soon as I made it small like this one and put it the exact same way, it plays exactly the same sound. What? Yo, I was so like, when I figured that out, I was so pissed. I was like, what is the point in that? Like, why does that even happen? Like, it's almost the same thing, but then I love FL for that because it makes you think all the way down to the 64th. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you might move something just a little bit, and the way the program reads it can bring a whole new flair to what you were doing. And most people be like, oh, you can't tell. Like, yes, you can if done correctly. You can definitely tell. I do it all the time. You know what I mean? I put stuff 3/16 off. Like, you like, yo, bro, what? Like, why did you even put that there? I'm like, watch. If I play this the same way and I just move this one over, listen to the difference. You know what I mean? You can hear the difference. And then, like, that is what gives your track character. Like, stuff like that, where you have something that's like, you know, 2/64ths, but the way the program reads it, it reads it, like, earlier than the next thing, which gives a whole new flair to, like, an arpeggiator or something. You know what I mean? That's making the computer work. That's what it really is. That's because you're thinking outside the box. Not everything has to be on the line, like, specifically, like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make that shit a 1 and a, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? Like, don't stick to the mold. Do you. That's what's most important. Now, what's really cool is what I just did was made the snare sound a little fatter, if that makes sense. By adding the lower octaves and the higher octave together, it made it sound a little fuller. So this is a prior EQ that I had on there. I have no... You're welcome for anybody who's listening, you specifically right here, Edwin, because you said thank you. And I appreciate sharing knowledge, man. You know, and motivation. By the way, this is like my favorite EQ because it's like the easiest to do anything. That's racist. Man. I'm so done with you right now. And let's see what that snare sounds like. Alright, so I definitely don't like the fact that the snare on the bottom is so damn loud. So we're going to fix that right now. And how you fix that is you go into your piano roll and then you see your velocity. If you want things to sound different, just turn your velocity down. So now, not only am I controlling the sound itself, but it's the same sound. They are literally the exact same sound. So that like eliminates me trying to clone the channel and trying to do this where I can just do it in here. Yeah. That's awesome. If you didn't know, now you know. If you did know, there's a reminder. That sounds cool. I like the way that sounds. But this EQ though is going to have to go somewhere. I don't know what I was thinking. This track is from like 3 years ago. I'm just now getting to it. That's a secret. I have plenty of music that I have not put out. Or I put it out, and then because I had the free SoundCloud, I had to take it off to put up new music. So it didn't stay in rotation very long. So yeah, I have a lot of tunes that you guys haven't heard that I can't wait to really put out. It's going to be really cool. What am I doing? I'm doing the wrong thing. Alright, so this is what I meant by 30 cuts. Stuff like this. I don't want to kill any of the, like, the actual, like, the snare bottom. So I just want to roll it off, you know? You do a small little roll off. You do a little bit of edge cleaning up top. That gets all, like, that extra unwanted frequency stuff out of the way. And then you label it. Always label when it comes to anything in FL. Trust me, it makes life so much easier. Especially when you start getting deeper into your tracks. Oh my goodness, it's a lifesaver. Now, depending on this snare, my voice just cracked. That was weird. I think I'm going to possibly just do... I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know if I want to add another snare to this. I feel like I should. Like, I feel like this snare is good enough, but not good enough. Like, there needs to be more. But because of this type of snare, I'm going to use the Fruity compressor. Just because of how it sounds already. And I haven't even EQ'd it yet. That just goes to show I already know what I want out of this snare. I'm going to go to the complete mix. Because what this is in FL, if you're using the Fruity compressor, complete mix, it's kind of like an all-around, like, booster. It doesn't add a lot of compression as a default, but it has enough room for you to really work with. So, like, this snare is like, you see what I'm saying? It's going to sound a lot fuller now. Like, that's just that piece. So, that's just the bottom. That's without having another snare on there. Or the compressor on there. So this is with the compressor on there. You see what I'm saying? So now I can, like, really play with it if I want to. Ooh! That reverb was nice. Hi, Alexa. Hi, Alexa. Okay, I'm done. That was stupid. Hi, Shan. If you're still in here, I didn't realize you were there. Sorry. Alright, now let's see how that sounds with the track, though. That's going to be the most important part. Do I have, like, 2 different snares in this song? I think I might. Yes, I do. Wow. I'm so fired. I really just did that to myself. This whole time, like, yo, why does it sound like that? This is ridiculous. I know there's another snare I just put on there. And it's because I have it up here. There we go. Ah! Yeah. I mean, part of me still feels I should, bring this up more. I don't know. I think so. I mean, that sounds dope, though. Alright, looks like we're adding another snare. We're getting creative. See? Even in mixdowns, magic can still happen. It's never over. The creation process never stops. Rule of thumb, always be ready to add more music after a mixdown. Because after you start making space, you start to realize that it's only been like 15 minutes. Holy shit. You gotta realize, like, there's more space now, so you can add more sounds or make other things fuller. Since I'm ground 1, this is like basic. You know, I just started this mixdown. So, yeah, it does take a lot of time. It does. But in a situation like this, it's like pretty epic. You know, because not only did you, like, take your production to, like, a whole nother level, because you went and you know, added more, gave it more life, you know, like necessary stuff. Ooh! Now, here's the key. I have to figure this out with this track, so... Hold on. That sounds nice over there. Yeah. There it is. Alright. We just found our snare. Snare layer right here. Throw that right under there. We're gonna take this and copy and paste. Yes. Woo! That sounds crazy. That sounds so crazy. That's wild. Actually, I want to build on that. Hold on. I'm going to change the sound of that real quick. What's up? You like how the water said? The graphs? Whoops. You have to, like, explain to me what I'm talking about here. I mean, what you're talking about here. I kind of know, but then I feel like I do, but then I don't. Woo! Yeah. Uh-huh. That's sick. That's sick. That's rocking right there. We're gonna put this here. Control L. Boop. Oh, you son of a gun. Oh yeah, you can change that though. You can change that to this, like a wave format. I use that from time to time. But like, the only real use for that is if you're trying to get a reference on the size of your work. What's up, Tiger? You're trying to get the size of your work, you know, like going across. I really personally just like to deal with the volume because when I'm working on the track, I am really kind of already into like forming the sound by EQing and stuff, so I don't really need to worry about that. I use my ears, and then visually it sometimes helps here and there, but I don't really use it as often. Sometimes it's just when I'm bored. Definitely a bored thing. I'm like, throw it on there just for shits and giggles. But what makes it cool is you can see the intensity of your track though, because it gives you an indication of what's hitting hard and what's not hitting hard enough. So it's a good reference here and there to use. I mean, that snare it's coming to life here, but it still needs a little life. It's coming to life, but it needs just a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Here it is. Okay, cool. Cool beans. All I did was like take the intensity, which is the volume pretty much, and then balance them out, so now it sounds a little fuller, if you could hear it. I don't know how much you can pick up on this sound, but it came together, so that was necessary. Now this is where I make the bus again. Boop, 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 boop. Snare bus. Pow! And then we're going to take this snare, and we're going to route to this track only. Take this snare, route to this track only. And then we're going to throw on, we're just going to do it on the back end for this one. I'm going to throw an EQ in here real fast. Whoa, they are hitting hard. You're smacking. And then take a 20 on this one because I'm busting down. Yeah, no problem, guys. Thanks for stopping in. I'm going to keep working on this in a little bit. I'm going to take a break soon. I've been rocking for a hot second. So, yes. Yeah, Tiger, let's link up, bro. I'm down. Absolutely down. Hit me up on the book. For real, for real. And then we can plan that shit out. Yeah. Get it better now. Get it poppin'. All these bitches now. We get it poppin'. Get it poppin'. You just ain't stoppin'. I'll do it like that then. Fine. Alright, 30 cut. Go, for real, brother. Like, I'm here, I just be doing the jams, for real, my day in, day out, brother. Staying on the grizzy with the sounds, you know what I mean? So, like, just hit me up, and I'm definitely down to get it rocking. And I'll let you know, cause I'm out in like D-Town right now, so it's like a hike, but it's not, you know. But I mean, you got the wheels, or we'll figure it out, meet in the city or something. Figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah, be safe out in them streets, bruh. Just take out this ass end. And then oh, Dave, what's up, brother? I don't want to do it like that. I could use this. I'm gonna use the other one though, but ready yet? I'll do this. Hey. Hey, what's up, everybody? There it is. That sounds better. What's up, what's up, what's up? Doing a live mix down for a hot second. You actually caught me as I was catching the downwind of everything. Let's see. But that sounds better. Now you gotta do this part. Alright. It's not a bad deal what I did here, but I need to fix that. Up. There it is. That sounds good. Yeah. Oh, it's 38. Cool. I didn't know how to bring the time in, but it just totally came down. So I'm like, word. And then I guess it's time to put the bass line in here. Got the hi-hats. Let's see. Mixing on these hi-hats, you done gonna splat on these beats. I'm gonna do trap, dubstep in this piece. What I'm doing, making all these bangers. What I'm doing, what's up, everybody popping in? How you doing? The reason you gotta do that is cut out all this bullshit air. Like, none of this is necessary. Like, you just cut that out. I usually use a 40 for that. Yo, you want to use this 40 when you're cutting them out the picture? Ooh. That was a gangster reference. A 40 cal gun for people. Didn't know what I was talking about. I don't know. Hey, everybody's in here. I'm doing a mixdown. Live mixdown stuff. Doing sound design in a form, you know what I mean? That song's already created, but I'm doing like simple stuff to kind of like keep it moving. Replace with, I already have that on there, didn't even know that, so I'm just gonna bring one of these and put one of these in there. Pow! This hi-hat sounds reckless, guarantee it. Alright, bring it back. Bring it back. And hi-hats are pretty easy to do, though. They're pretty easy to, like, knock out. You just want to, like, kill some of the space in the background and stuff like that, or whatever. And then I usually bring up this because the initial attack seems a little smoother versus it being, like in your face. It's kind of like a dip. Kind of, like, cuts that one frequency out. So it gives it a weird, like, attack. It's awkward. I don't know. Something I've always noticed when I was doing my EQs on my hi-hats. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then we're going to turn the reverb on. Yup. There it is. Smooth little fade out. And we're going to put a compressor on here. How much time do I have left? 41. Last 4 minutes. I'm the last part of the drums anyway. We're going to use the drum preset because it's really nice. Give it a gain boost. We're good. Well, this is the jam. It's called Quicksilver. And I will be, I guess, doing something else up there for you guys one of these days. Woo! Alright guys, thanks again. Boop, 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 boop. Infinite hearts all day. Much love. Oh, didn't switch around. Ah, my endings suck!